So let me give you an example. So I know nimebonga sana kuhusu, there's a church I used to stay in, and nilikuwako, I was their maintenance guy, and you know, I have been there for a long time. Ilifikanga to a place, they had a vision, and the vision was amazing, but mimi the minute walisemanga hiyo vision, nilijuanga hapa siko. Like I knew something within me told me hapa siko. So we were praying about that vision, and haikuwa vision mbaya, but I knew personally it did not align with what but something nilikuwa like, it's crazy, something about it haikuwa ina click. So you know, and the way they came about, they just decided. So it was basically, tutafanya hivi na mkitaka kukuja kujeni, but it's almost like tuna expect mkuje. Like that was not said. And so waliuza that building, and then waka move to a different state. So kuna watu from the same congregation that moved to that place. Well, based on the other experiences nilikuwa nazo kitambo, nilikuwa nimejiambia sitawahi move just based on somebody kuniambia, like sitawahi move. So that was a bad experience nilikuwa nimepitia kitambo. So you have some of my friends waka move to this piece of property, and so they were supposed to all live together. So me there's some things I know that ukiishi na watu in a group, you know, obviously watu watakorofishana, like that will not lack. Like number one, that will not lack. The second thing is that if you are living under somebody else's property, kuna rules. So nilikuwa najua obviously kuna rules juu obviously I was staying in their buildings, and walikuwa kuna rules. So I knew all those things nilikuwa najua, and so it was hard for me to go in. Fast forward, kuna bishte moja alitokanga state ya Texas, akauza kila kitu, aka move to that place again. Akaniambia huko, nikamwambia hapana, juu tulikuwa na mutual friend, they were friends. Nikamwambia hapana, mimi siko huko. She was so excited, akienda very excited. Mi nasikia after 1 month, huku sika, it's not what we thought. Nikauza kwa nini? Kumeenda kukakua rules, everything started changing, the environment started changing. Man, hawakumaliza hata 1 year, ilibidi nimekuja nimewasaidia kuhama usiku. Yes, I had to help them move usiku. Na sasa mi nilikuwa kwa like, mimi staki these people wenye still tuko na friendship, hata kama siku kuja kufanya chenye walikuwa nataka. You guys are my friends. Sasa mnaishi kwa compound yao. Sasa mimi I'm the one helping you move at night. Na nikaulizanga why, like kulikuwa kuna so much psychology, kulikuwa kuna, I mean there's so much. I mean I don't want to bash ama, you know, talk evil about chochote, but kulikuwa kuna so much things zenye zilikuwa zimeendelea. Na na wakaniambia wewe ni mjanja hukwenda, na nikawaambianga yes, there's a main reason mi si kwenda. It's because I already know what, like ukioneshana like you're more willing, and I'm not saying hakuna those situations that you can do that and it end up being a success, but it's proven. Kuna so many stories hapa ya wasee unauza kila kitu, you join a religion, and then vitu zina happen huko, like so many things happen, and then you're like, so wasee wenye waliuzanga nyumba wakaenda wakanunua nyumba huko, so they have nothing other than to stay in that environment. And so mimi nilikuwa nawaangalia kama spiritual parents, but hapo ndipo nilijuanga hapa lazima ukuwe na caveat, inaitangwa caveat. How much are you willing to give control to somebody else's say kuhusu your life? They can abuse it. They can abuse it. Na sisemi there is no good sides of hii stuff ya spiritual parents or spirituals, and nowadays I don't do that. It's been years. I don't do I believe in it? Maybe. Do I do it? No. Mimi hakuna a person I look up to. No, hakuna. There's nobody. It's because I know the minute you give your control, you give your listening ear, it's gonna be something after the other. Something after the other. So it's very careful, not very careful, like if you're in such situation, yenye you believe everything chenye the person is teaching you, you believe everything, you're not questioning, uanze kukutwist, uanze kuku, sweet talk you, unajipata like, hey, I'm giving here even, and I'm not saying giving is bad, but you're doing it from a place where you're like, it feels manipulated. That's the first step, that umeanza kuingia hiyo journey ya manipulation, and it can go deep. I have heard stories. I mean, you guys know them. Kuna so many stories of people, wenye wameuza property, I mean, wenye hawajaoa just based on, so this is a fun one, and I'll end with this. The night before I did my harusi, I was involved in a ministry ingine, and that guy, I mean, at that point alikuwa anapitia so many things juu bibi yake alikuwa amededi. I had known him for so many years. I loved that guy, but that night, and akaniambianga, Mungu ameniambia don't get married. The same, like, the wedding is tomorrow. Aliniambianga on a Friday. I remember. Mungu amesema don't get married. Nikamuulizanga, yani Mungu atakuambiaje na aniambi, and this is something kunihusu. So and this is this is where, like, if you don't listen, if you don't listen to what they are saying, kuna anger. Like, oh, you're not, there's so many things that goes to that. So sisemi he did not have a good heart, but I still did it. I did it because that was my conviction. But hata kama haikuwork, to be honest, I needed that experience. I hate to say that. If sikupitia your experience, like, I could have singekuwa penye niko sahi. I needed to do that. And at that moment, like, I was not gonna call everybody wase wanatoka different states, wanatoka different places kuambia, hey, kesho msikakuje. But you see, that is how much, if you give yourself too much kwa mtu, they can come up with anything to make you, like, ruin your life. So I have nimefikiria this thing. I used to think about it, na nilikuwa najiambia, like, if I did that, manze, everything that I had to learn, the painful things, and on the other side, I'm already on the other side, like, kuna vitu singewahi ona. Like, I am glad, with a capital G, nilipitia hii stuff. As painful as it is, I'm very glad my eyes got opened. My eyes got opened. If I look, nikijiangalia back before that time, man, oh my God, I hated myself. I had to learn how to speak up. It's not that I did not speak up, but now I had to learn how to, like, own my voice, my space. Like, so many things zilitokea out of this situation. So it's almost like what the enemy meant for evil, God used it for my own good. So that is something to pay attention, especially. And I don't know when I'm gonna talk about the rest of the topic. It builds a little bit, so that I guess you understand, what is this thing that, this big thing. What is that? I mean, I feel like personally, you gotta know. You, I'm telling you, religion. I guess I used an L. It's one of the biggest thing yenye wase wanatumia kumanipulate watu huku nje, and I've gone through it. And the minute you're manipulated, you don't want to ever step in a church. Like, you don't want to even pray. You don't, I mean, and some of these things sound like they're from, they sound alien, but I'm telling you, the minute it happens to you, you're like, wow, I never thought that I could be in that place. Mi mwenyewe sikuifikiria I will be in a place where I'm doubting. I just don't believe everything. Like, I just don't believe everything. So, but I still stay curious. Hata nikisoma, like, I'm gonna read this book, but does that mean I'm gonna buy everything the author writes? No, but I'm still gonna read it for my own knowledge and curiosity. But so the person that asked that question, it's a good question, but I'm gonna go slow, Jew. Personally, I have a lot of things that I'm thinking about.